Experiences, habits, daily life activities, energy, skills, a lot of topics that we may not know how they interconnect between each other. But all of them affect our daily life. And you know how much I love talking, understanding, and putting in perspective with logic and common sense, obviously, all those things so we can actually get better and move forward. Today we will be talking about experience, about skills top rated by the Harvard University or by companies that are listed on the top 100 ones on the Forbes or billionaires list. Many things, many small pieces that one by one may not seem like a big deal, but when we put them all together, we can actually achieve way more than you are thinking. To whom it may concern, welcome to Common Sense, your safe haven. If anyone is listening, please keep in mind that we are together on this journey. This will always be your safe place to share your ideas, your thoughts, your comments, anything. So before we jump right back into the podcast, I have one simple question that I would like to ask you. What would you like to start with? So, you may be thinking that this doesn't have a connection, but trust me, it will. And you will be seeing it through today. Today is more of a relaxing topic of understanding, of reading, and actually having a profound reflection. There is no research, there is no data behind it, there is just experiences and obviously some studies by Harvard. You know how much I like studies. But it's all a call to action for our inner self. And the reason why I'm doing this podcast of much more relaxed way is because I just finished reading, yes, don't blame for me, Atomic Habits. That book actually caught my eye really much when the author on the introduction told or spoke how he lost almost everything when he got hit by a baseball ball playing on his university and how he wanted to be a top tier athlete and he didn't manage to. But he did one thing, that I feel very close to, which is his day-to-day university, how he sacrificed for studies, how he implemented habits just like I've done. Because I myself, I'm really into habits and building those experiences. And the eye caught me by my attention. It really didn't provide me with a surprising understanding. I was able to understand more of the brain function and how we work, mainly because I am a habit person by myself already. But that inspired me into talking about experiences and how many things affect us and understanding others, which is crucial because I may be able, or I might be, for me, it's easier to adapt certain habits than from someone else. But I can understand what people don't, what is that pain between the change or not, and more in terms of understanding more of a long-term perspective. So that is why we're here today. We are not going to talk about the book. The book has taught me some things. I am writing currently on them. But this is not a summary of Atomic Habits. This is more of a conversation that got inspired thanks to that. This will come later because on my current goals is learning those books, taking the notes, and writing by myself what I actually understood of all of them. First one was Atomic Habits. Now I'm reading the Learn Startup, so I can actually implement that. It's all about that by me, but that's another topic that will come later, more later. Today, we are here to talk about a few things. And the first one is experience. And experience, and I'm not saying that because I'm dumb, I'm saying that because it has a reason. It's a thing to consider. And I'm dividing experience because the same word tell us a different thing, which is X. The X part tell us that we finish something and move forward. Experience as a whole is that learning that we have from the X. Okay. X is, you may be thinking, your last partner. I'm talking about anything that we left behind, that went through, that we experience in our younger or early years of life. Okay, experience is everything we have been through, everything since the moment we were born to the last minute that you're even seeing or listening to this piece of content that whatever I'm making. We have all sort of experiences. We break up the process in many times. First time that we broke up something, and by broke up we finish a path of action, repeated path of actions, is when as babies we stop getting milk through the breast of the mother, and we start getting milk through other sorts. We start eating any sort of food. We finish one process of premature to baby in a way, so pre-baby to baby. That is the base and the concept of the separation between X and periods. Okay, but then our life, many experiences, school, work, shopping, cooking, sleeping, experiences. No matter where, no matter where, we have something. And what actually enhance this world is not that action itself and the consequences, but the sensation. And we talked about happiness last week and how emotions play such an important role. And it's connected in a certain way because experiences truly matters because they leave a dot in our life. They leave a sensation afterwards, after we finish. And that experience could be good, but let me tell you, that's not always the case. And it could be, sadly or not, a bad one. And that's why I'm bringing this today. Experiences are very easy to identify, not like emotions or not like happiness itself. We can identify an experience because we can actually remember things, especially in the short term, and identify them, identify how things were. But we tend to always lean towards the negative side of things. Awful communications, toxic environments, work overload, lack of personal opportunities, not recognition, fighting with friends, fighting with family, addictions. Those are cumulative experiences that are negative and that we tend to lean for, or that we tend to remember more than good ones, good experiences and good habits. And the thing about experiences is that a bad one can really have a negative effect, not in your day, not in your week, not in your month, but in your whole life. Okay? A bad experience in your early ages of school can have traumatic effects for the rest of your life that you may not even be aware of, but that condition how you live all along the time. Condition your whole career, condition your whole relationship, work, life, all of them. And that's okay. It's okay to have those because we are humans. And we are not here to avoid bad experiences. It's impossible, I would say. We are here to call to action the change. Call change our life, change the way we have been thinking about those things. And the way of changing starts by talking about it, not holding it underneath, buried in the ground. We need to, as the said, clear off the bandit so we can actually heal. And let me tell you, it's hard, okay? I'm not saying all of these things and all of the topics that we'll be going through today are easy for. Any kind of excess leaves a mark of you. It could be deeper or more superficial, but it influences one way or the other. It influences our behavior and expectations. And we know that. So what can we actually say? Well, for me, or the thing that I'm trying to bring today is that I'm not trying to heal any bad experiences. I'm not trying to be the hero of it. I'm just trying to put some common sense on the topic. For that, you need to talk about it. And you may can't talk with that to another person, or you may, but you can talk to yourself. Just like I'm doing right now, you can put yourself in front of a mirror, in front of a white wall, doesn't matter, and reflect on it. Because those are the first steps. And how can we actually understand or identify an experience? Think about it this way. Okay? Think about when you were in high school. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. And there was that pretty girl or that bad boy. Those are the stereotypics. But that person, that human that you dream of, that platonic love that everyone know you were kind of into, you know that every time you saw or talked to that person, you have like butterflies in the stomach, you feel aroused, you feel happy. That that once that you get to know him, that you know his true plan, how he was himself, that you went home with the person, you ride, you went in a car, whatever experience. Uh, you finished that. The experience was you almost fainted. You were in dreams. That and you realize those were battlefields and you were not hungry. Okay, you realize that moment of happiness. I think I'm pretty sure all the experiences start with that arousement moment of dopamine levels increasing your body, but then quickly drop down. So we have the first moment of contact, of illusion, because when we fail from an illusion, the experience tend to be even more drastically. Uh, and now you get to know. You get the days go, weeks go by, and the experience is where it's starting to come into play. We are not here to talk about love, so I will be using the working experience as a way of resembling. The first day you start, you have that amusing, that butterfly in your stomach. The first contact with a company, first contact with a team, even applying to the offer, give you that sense of emotion. But once you've been contactly directed, you've been through, and times start going for, you even work in the organization, it's where things get messy, or it could get messy. And it's where one simple word, one simple action could influence a lot how you will be behaving for the rest of the time in that place. Okay. It says a lot from the company, from the person, or for the individual that every time they reply back to you or they converse with you, especially on the first days, and apply that to yourself, you answer everything with happiness, with great, with wonderful, with how nice, amazing. You give some sort of inspiration or amusement to the other person or the other party, especially starting on. Okay, that says a lot. Literally everything could be way better with thanks, fist bump, or a smile on your face. Anything as a smile could change a lot how that person start modeling their actions. Okay, so this comes of persons not feeling like robots more than humans. Okay, that's the first step in an experience that could change it. If you're not seeing this, that means you are going in a bad experience, and that you are now able to take or be aware of that early than if you were not aware of this. Okay, but you have that emotional still. You may look overboard, but it's fine. Okay, we are here. And if this is a past experience, talk about it and reflect the same way. Okay. Now, you are going through that period. You have up and downs. You finish work. You may be bad at it. You may fail it. You may fuck it up, or you may be doing wonderful. But by no means think about the experience, condition it through the rewards. So don't think an experience was positive or negative based on you get paid or not, you were with a person you have sex or not. Don't consider an experience based on the reward. Consider the experience they have it on the daily life, okay, and how it was be or how it was developed all along. Okay, that's important. Because in life, it's not about the reward, it's about the process. And we need to understand experiences about long processes. And that's why it tends to leave a greatest deep mark in ourselves, because the experience was so long, so traumatic, that when we were out of that, it leaves you a harm that is unrepairable. Okay? The environment is super important. So start considering the environment in any experience. And start considering the wording they're saying to you, how they're treating you. Okay? In every day, not when things go well, okay, or not when things go wrong. It's not about the opposite, it's about the middle. How is every day going when there is no pressure, when there is not a deadline, when there is not a submission, how they're treating you, how you're being treated, and how is everything around you, how is that environment around you. It's an environment where you can actually build your own path, or it's a fixed road that you need to follow, and then if you go 1 millimeter off, you get punished, or you get, I don't know, cola by. Okay. Because the experiences are something that we decide to, okay? You decide to be with a person, you decide to choose a friend, you decide to choose a job in a certain degree, and you decide to stay with that forever or to change. If the experiences that you had made you so much harm that you are the type of person that stick with things, it may be time to reflect. If you never had bad experiences, it's a time to be more aware. You have a lot, it's even a time to reflect why they went wrong and not to let yourself down. Okay? You decide, you have the power, you are the person, you make the decisions, you choose. Always remember that you are the one in any experience making the last choice. Okay? Yes, things in life are not easy, but there are alternatives. We can be working and moving, trying to get out of those situations. I'm not saying you change from day to night, okay? But the first step is realizing that this is a bad experience and you need a change. It may be inevitable, suitable for you to keep going through the same way and not even sustainable in the long term. Because no one is forcing you to stay all the years working 9 to 6 or being with someone or having to share things with bad people or bad partners or bad co-workers. No one forces you. Okay, technically, unless it's greater harm, but you know. A third of your life is based on those decisions. You spend a third of your life on those decisions. And it's not about regretting or not regretting, it's about being happy and having an experience that is positive and not negative. Because bad experiences really undermines us as humans, and our emotions get really affected by that. So, if you are happy, then you will work more and better. If you are happy, you will work less, your life factor will suck, productivity will go down, and this affects both parts, you and the other person around, you and the company, you and yourself. Try to reflect, to talk. I already said it, this is the safe space. You have the decision, you have the choice to communicate and tell anything you want and move forward. But if you are, as I said, not sure if your ex was those good butterflies running in your stomach and the happiness, or just an illusion of your teenage romantic days, and you need a spark, I'm the spark. The interconnections that keep you moving forward in the flame, in the constant seeking growth, flowing like silk, are the same ones that retain you and cause you great harm. Poor or no communication, toxic environments, overload of life, of feeling, of everything, no development, and no recognition by company or the person next to you. Those are the 5 marks that can make you grow or make you stay stuck in the same place. 5 steps, 5 easy identifiable options. Having a clear and open communication, clear objectives, good feedback, persuasion of the next steps, decisions of the process, helping all along, okay? Listening, or better said, hearing what you're saying and working on a common goal, not 100% your or 100% his mind on the option. No toxic, no harassment, no favoritism, no discriminations, okay? No false positive reinforcement where you give a positive feedback but a really bad one immediately after. So you are actually making that person know that his job was good but not sufficient. Careful with those mixed feedback things. Overloading him with problems, with no help, with all the tasks onto the person, okay, and then blaming for that, not allowing them to develop, to get new tools, new gadgets, new things to move forward, and overall not recognizing that what you've done is good. You may fail, but the good part is there. Now, that mistake that is already done is gone. We need to work on not happening again, not on blaming why we fell. It's about the next steps, not the past ones, okay? The past is gone. We cannot do anything. There's no doubt having bad experiences affect us in negative ways, in personal, in their life, and then it translates from one to the other. If your negative experience in the personal, it would translate to work. If I in work, the other way around. But with a bit of common sense and another bit of courage, because here is needed, all of us can get out of those tricky situations. So I really encourage you to make the change, to talk about it to yourself or to whoever you want. And if you feel like you can always count on this place to come back for it, okay? So this is the experiences. And it's really related to happiness and really related to the skills that I'm bringing next to them. Okay? So what are those skills? Well, the first one, the first skill that is broke down by psychologist Sarah Sarkis is energy. Energy is a skill that is really related to experiences. And you will understand now. Energy, just like money, is finite. There is a limit. Same like time, there is a limit. We are a countdown. You have credit and debit. You have ups and downs. You have excess or surplus and a cut of energy. So we cannot be like nothing. We cannot be so careless that we play with our energy like it's nothing. We need to be aware of that. Because if we put a lot of energy in work, then when we go back home, there's no energy left, things will go dull and sadly. If we don't put energy in work, things will go well, then we go home, we're sad, that energy left, it's unused. So what is that skill then? It's about budgeting energy. Yes, it's about getting a budget, same that you do for money, but for energy. And in order to achieve a good budget, energy budget, we need, and this is what I learned, habits. Because when you are consciously working on something, you are working and you're spending energy. When that same task is repeated over time and you interiorize the process, it becomes inherent to your daily life. So you can go on autopilot, which means energy expenditure goes down. So let's say you're scrolling TikTok for 2 hours. Then you have wasted significant amount of time and significant amount of energy because you were constantly looking new things and thinking blah, blah, blah. Now you're tired, mentally tired, not physically. And you need to do a task, a repetitive task, a hard one, study. Who's gonna study if you spend 2 hours doing things? Your energy is all around the place. If you spend 10 minutes when to study, chances are you are more likely to spend that energy in study. And then That same task that is seamless can be done after studying, where our brain is literally fried. Just change the order and the budget. Started from a huge debit due to TikTok to have the same debit, but the important tasks were on the credit side were studying. This is an example. Cooking, if we learn a recipe, the first day it would take a lot of energy. It will be in the debit side. We will be owning energy due to the recipe. But if we understand the process to perfection, the next day we will have done the recipe and other tasks, so we have a creative energy because we didn't spend the energy on cooking because we already took the habit of doing it before. This is a combination of creating a plan, a to-do list, as simple as that, and then repeating them over time so we can actually decide that going to sleep every day at 12, it's a way of decreasing the expenditure of energy and increasing in other aspect. Shopping every day at the same time, our brain automatically goes there, trying to buy the same things, make us not use energy while buying. Cooking the same thing, make us save time or energy cooking the same thing that we know. Every time we try to do something new, or every time we change things on the daily basis, energy expenditures goes up and up and up, and we don't have that energy for other important tasks that we may want to. So, happy people know how to use energy. Happy people know how to work harder and cut from other places, work lower and put in other places. They know how to rearrange priorities so the energy during the day is pretty stable. This is how, for example, people can work 8 hours a day, train 2 hours, and then work on side projects. Have fun the same way. They have energy for that. When you hear people saying it, I don't have the time, neither the energy to do that in a day. Those are people saying, hey, I didn't took a single day to build my habits, to build a plan, and do a well and properly used energy-based budget. Those are the same people who then says, I don't have enough money. I need to ask for a debit, for a credit. Those are the same type of people, but money is a topic well more known than energy. But the people who complain about not having enough time or being super tight all the day, I don't understand how you can do that. It's because they haven't done a budget. They don't have a plan. And they just live. So they are constantly thinking, they are not automating any process. If we reduce some of our activities and we go autopilot, yes, autopilot. Why? Because cooking, when you understand it to a certain degree, things will go well. You don't need to think too much on that. Immediately, good ending. But when you need to constantly think about, oh, I need to cook. Oof, what do you need? Think about it this way. You need to perfection cooking through recipes. So each week you know what to do. Rather than the person, and you know how to do 3 recipes, twice the volume, so you don't need to cook for the whole week. You cook once for the whole week. Rather than person that 6 days of the week needs to think of, oh, time to eat. Oh, what do I need to buy? Oh, I don't have nothing. Why do I buy now? And when you buy it, how do I cook it? You think about, I said 5 different questions that took energy from our brain rather than one of, oh, it's Sunday, I need to cook. 1, you know what to do. 6 one, you don't know what to do. This is the budget energy plan, and it's crucial for your life. Same way you budget money to save up for holidays, budget your energy so each day you can do what you want. Great advice. And psychologist Sarkis says, literally said it, and he trained NFL players and executives at Forbes 100. Okay, professionals that are on the highest pressure environments that has so much burnout, and he managed to teach them how to. Same way I'm teaching you right now. And then the other skills, these are the one by Harvard, is that the skills that #1 leaders have and most people would like to achieve. Okay, And very few people manage to do that, especially us. And by us, I mean men. Men can really do this well. So we need to reflect, okay? Because Harvard, has made many research, has overlooked insights of many, many people, many, many students, and many, many professionals. And what have they learned? What can they teach us? Number one skill that is hard for men have collaboration. Every time I think about collaboration, I think this new movement or trend of alpha male going along with your brother, riding, vibing, one person and another one. But where is the team in there? You are selfish. You are the predator. You want your own good. Smart people collaborate. Smart people hire people to work, not for them, but with them. Because then is when you have high results. Okay, you get promoted faster. You are able to build bonds with people. You satisfy clients. You satisfy others around you. Okay, collaboration is surprisingly, and I don't understand how, rare, especially between men. And 2021 McKinsey study literally found that the woman leaders compared with men at the same level, okay, were about twice as much likely to spend time with people collaborating. Men spend that same time alone. Why? 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 I ask that question. Why do we spend our time working alone? Why don't we go out and, as people and sit with them? It's not like you're going to spend 8 hours with them. But what if you spend like an hour a day? Then maybe you get an idea. You can progress. And if you want to collaborate and you don't know how, be inclusive. Don't discard any idea. Don't give for granted knowledge. Ask questions. Allow people to talk. Give your opinion last. Get a representation of ages, on professions, of different culture backgrounds. Show appreciation. Congrats them for their work. And especially don't go first. Acknowledge that you're listening or hearing what you say. Compliment. I said that. Ask. Make questions. Ask people. Don't bother yourself thinking, oh, I cannot make questions that make me look silly. Ask questions. Write everything down. Ask for help. Tell them, okay, I don't know how to get the next step done. Having that. What can we do? Brainstorm, crowdsource, the work. Move forward. Share data. Tell them what you're thinking. Tell them what is going on. And then ask for feedback back. It doesn't matter if it's a critical information or not. Share things. Don't wait to the last second. And then by working together, you will advance better. You will decrease the energy expenditure. You will be happier. They will be happier. And what will happen at the end? A good and positive experience. Everyone is moving forward. So you see how we started talking about experiences, okay? And then how we move into energy expenditure, building habits. And then last one, what is the most desired skills? Collaborations. Since we don't collaborate, we are angry because we spend a lot of time, we don't have results, we don't have energy to talk to people, we blame others the problems, and then we have a bad experience. Yes, I could have started saying you how to collaborate, how this bring you less energy wasted time, how you this build you a habit, how at the end you have a good experience. But this is about going or doing things different. There is a line that connects everything. I just made it backwards, so it seems incoherent. But in terms of reality, it's coherence. You had a bad experience because all those things, but you don't think about the first one. You always think about the first one I said. You always reflect on having a bad experience. But when you are working on the moment, you don't think about collaboration. You don't think about time. You don't think about energy. You don't think about habits. You just think about bad experience. I don't like where I am, or I don't like the people who is working for me. but you forgot about all the other steps. You blame others first. This is about bad experience. Normally, you blame others first. Normally. And it happened the same way. But have you tried those 4 steps before? Have you tried collaborating, asking for help? Have you tried using better your energy, your time, having habits so you can focus on the most crucial parts? Have you? Or are we just lying to ourselves? Because I think we are lying to ourselves. I think we're just making it up. And we just think about the bad experiences. Yes, bad experiences happen. Because you're not going to change people even though you do this. But are you more likely? Yeah. Could you avoid some burnout and not have that experience faster? Yeah. Can this experience happen the same way? Yes. Can it take 12 months instead of 1? Yes. You see the line, okay? Imagine it in your head. Collaborate. Work with others. Ask for help. Use your energy in a better way. Be more efficient. Get some habits in their routines, in your routines. And lastly, build an environment that creates good experiences. That is the journey. Okay? That is what we need to look for. And it doesn't matter, you are not in the top 100 most profitable companies in the world. You could literally be running a 3-man store in your local neighbor. Doesn't matter. The same thing can happen. With one employee, with yourself alone, with your family, it can happen the same way. Okay? Experiences, habits, energy, and collaboration. 4 or 5 things that are crucial and we don't realize how well connected they are. And that all comes to happiness. Last week's topic. It's a lot to reflect. It's abstract. It's weird. But it's not about giving a solution. It's about giving an environment. So you can actually choose what you want to do. Where do you want to attack first? What do you want to talk about? Tell me down below. Comment. Share your experience. It's your choice. Your choice of changing one of the habits. I'm not going to change you anything. I may not even be able to change myself most of those things. But I'm getting there. I'm getting the place ready for you, for me, for anyone. Okay? This is the end. Shorter episode, more direct. I think it's a sweet spot to finish. If we go over the branches, we'll be losing a lot of time. Right and to the spot so we can actually get something to reflect after this episode. If you get to this point, as always, this is your common sense safe space. Anything you want to know, anything you want to have, talk or say, comment down below. Tell me. Don't forget that we will be here every week. So you can subscribe, you can follow, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you, not me. Cheers.